Okay, today we're going to talk about the method section in research articles. And we're going to discuss the overall structure of the method section as well as the different types of moves and steps, or just moves that are occur within the method section. So as you probably remember, the method section is generally located second in traditionally structured research articles. Although in some fields it's possible that it could be located at the very end of the article or it could be mixed with some information perhaps in the introduction. So you'll have to look in your field specifically to see where the method section is located. The method section has many different names. We're going to call it methods for our purposes. But in different fields, it can be called things like the study, materials and methods, data and methodology, and many, many others. You'll have to look in your field and as well as different journals within your field to see how the method section is titled. However, even though it can have all these different names, it has the same purpose no matter where it's located or what it's called. It contains the description of the procedures that you undertook to learn what you learned. That is, it contains a record of everything you did to get the results that you got in your study. So it's a very useful part of your paper. And within the method section, there can be lots of different subheadings. We've listed just a few here, studying participants' data, but these are highly dependent on both your field and the specific needs of your research. So the different types of subheadings, different parts that would be included are really, really context dependent. The function of the method section is really critical for research, and it describes everything you did to collect the data, and it's the place where you demonstrate to your readers that you have conducted appropriate scientific research for however your field structures that, as well as a place for them to learn more about your approach if they choose to replicate it, or if they are questioning your data, they can go back to how you collected it, and that can help provide some support for what you found out. So it's really important that it includes all of the procedures, methods, analysis tools that you used. Well, what do you include? The basic piece that you need to be able to start your method section is to be able to answer some of these questions. Who or what was studied? Where and when was the study conducted? How it was conducted, and even why those choices were made. So using those questions and be able to ask those questions of yourself as you're sitting down to write can really help you structure this section of your paper. We're going to discuss the details of what's included in each move in the future presentations, but in general your method section includes information like the tools, instruments, and data gathering procedures, so what you did to collect your data, details about the subjects, participants, whether living or not that were included in your study, and data analysis methods, so software, statistics, coding. So these of course depend on your field and on your particular needs of your study, but things like this are included in most method sections. Okay, so now that we've discussed really the purpose and the function of the method section, let's look a bit at the three moves within this section. Move 1 is called contextualizing the study methods, and that is the place where you provide more background to situate your study in a larger field of research, so that you might connect your study with other studies that have had a similar methodology, for example. Move 2 is describing the study, and this is the main part of the method section, and this is where you fill in all of those details about how you collected your data. So where it was conducted, who it was conducted with, any of those sorts of details would go into move 2. Move 3 is analyzing the data, and in this move you explain how the data have been analyzed without actually getting into the results of that analysis, those those results go into the results section of the paper. But you might include information about software or statistical methodology. If it's a qualitative study, you would need to discuss other sorts of qualitative research techniques. So just anything that helps you explain to your readers how your data was analyzed before you discuss what your actual results were. Okay, now you'll need to review the reading that goes over the overview of methods, and begin by looking at your corpus. Look at, we've given you some guided questions that will ask you to look at how the method section is structured. What's it called? What are the subheadings within it? This kind of general exploration of the corpus will let you see how what I've said here matches up with the specifics of your own field. And then there's a short quiz that will allow you to check your understanding of the information that we've talked about today. In our next lecture, we'll talk about the specifics of Move 1 of the method section.